In 1834, Old National Bank started in a one-room building located on the banks of the Ohio River in Evansville. Today, Old National Bank still sits on the very lot it was built on more than 190 years ago.
I grew up in DeWitt, Michigan, and very small town just north of Lansing. This was the kind of place where your parents' friends would keep an eye on you. And if you got in trouble, they'd let your parents know really quickly. My mom worked for IBM, and my dad, he was self-employed. When I was in college, I was probably a little bit of a nerd. I did wear dress shirts, khaki pants, and ties, often to class. My career got started as a result of a college professor at the time offered or talked to me about an internship at a bank. And so he connected me with Old Kent Bank in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And Old Kent Bank is a lot like Old National Bank back in the day. And I started working for Old Kent Bank in my junior summer, and I have not stopped working for a bank since that junior summer in college. When I first joined Old National, I had the opportunity to work in our finance area. And actually, Old National, after a few years of being there, was going through its own set of changes. And I'd actually decided to leave Old National in 2004. And subsequent to me leaving, they hired Bob Jones as the CEO.
I don't think I'd been in the bank for less than an hour and I had people lining up at my door saying, "You've got to convince Jim Ryan to come back to Old National."
And he gave me a call and asked me to come meet with him. And I met with him and Larry Dunnigan at Evansville Country Club. And over dinner, I decided it made sense for me to return back to Old National.
He has done a job beyond anything I could ever do. And I got to tell you, I'm as proud of Jim today as I am of anybody I've ever worked with. He has done a remarkable job, and he's just the perfect guy for the role.
So my mentor, Bob Jones, always used to say, we have a moral obligation to serve our communities. So we take that very seriously. And we also have a saying around here, we are only as strong as the communities we serve.
You know, I think it's safe to say that both Jim and I would say we've benefited from role models and mentors in our life. And if you think about the role that Junior Achievement plays today, that's exactly what they are. They're exposing our young adults to a multitude of job opportunities. They're exposing our young adults to role models like Jim Ryan.
Advice I would give to a young person as they start thinking about their career is, I think you need to start with things that make you passionate. But that passion also has to be combined with hard work. And oftentimes that hard work and that dedication, that passion will lead to great success.
Jim was one of the founding fathers of the Evansville Regional Economic Partnership, known as EREP. What it's been able to do for Evansville is give us one voice, one consistent voice. So as businesses look to expand in Evansville or they look to come into our community, they have one point of contact now, and it's EREP. He looks for ways to get business done. If you look at what he's done since 2019 as CEO, the bank has more than doubled in size and helped the bank become even bigger today than what they were.
One of the worries that I hear about as Old National continues to grow is, do they still care about Southern Indiana? Will they ever move the headquarters away from Southern Indiana? And I can assure you, I do believe it's our secret sauce, the fact that we're headquartered here and we live in a relatively small town. Living and being headquartered in the same place for 190 years is important. Evansville is one of those, I think, very special communities. We all like each other. We personally like each other. So when there are problems to solve in our community, we come together, we collaborate exceptionally well. We try to find solutions that meet all of our community needs.
You know, we should all be very, very proud that we have a bank the size of Old National based in Evansville, Indiana, where the CEO lives and the CEO thinks about what he can do to make a difference in our community. You know, Jim, I've always thought of you as the younger brother I never had. And I will tell you that Lisa and I are extraordinarily proud of you. For me to sit on the sidelines for the last almost 6 years and watch what you've done to a company that I dearly love just means so much. You know, as soon as the news broke about the terrible tragedy in Louisville, I knew that Jim's heart would break. He cares deeply about everyone he works with, that he touches. And what I got to observe and the way he handled that tragedy was just simply incredible.
But this was an event you couldn't plan for, you can't even think about. It's unimaginable. And so, but that strong foundation allowed us to lead through just this horrific experience where we lost 5 team members. And in fact, this pin today I'm wearing is a representation of the love and care and support we think about every single day across our entire company for each one of our team members. And I think it may be a little bit unusual for businesses to use the words like love, care, and support, but it's who we are.